Well, across the country and here in the Bay Area, mortgage rates are up. Redfin says the median sales price for a home nationally is at a record $387,000. You're probably laughing at home because we all know that here it is far beyond that. In fact, California home prices hit an all-time high last month, with the median statewide price jumping just past $900,000 for the first time ever. That's according to the California Association of Realtors. Also not helping, high mortgage rates. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, the average rate for a 30-year fixed loan is a little over 7%. But the housing picture really depends on where you are. In the Bay Area, some counties like Napa, Alameda, and San Francisco all saw more than 10% jumps in home prices over the past year. But in others like Sonoma and Solano counties, the prices barely went up. Our Kevin Coe is in Vallejo with why the price trend there is so different from the rest of the Bay.
Come on in.
Born and raised in Vallejo, Kathy Rojas has been selling homes in her hometown for the past 2 decades.
It's a great house. It's 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths.
Including this one on Long Ridge Drive.
So here is the family room. It's got a wood-burning fireplace.
More than 1,800 square feet with enough room for a family and more.
Come on, girl.
But it's still waiting for an offer in what Rojas calls a quiet buyer's market.
A year and a half ago, this wouldn't even been on the market for 7 days. It would have already been gone. But we're not seeing that right now. We're seeing a lot of buyers just wait.
Things may seem calm, but the rise of home prices statewide continues. The statewide median home price went up 5.8% in a month and 11% in a year. This home in Vallejo is listed at $699,000, more than $200,000 lower than the statewide median. Numbers show Solano County has the lowest median price for a single-family home by a margin of $260,000.
You can find a lot of bang for your buck over here. I think there's great pockets in Vallejo.
Vallejo still offers home buyers a chance to get a large home for a lot less, but Rojas says she expects prices to keep going up.
And once the interest rates change, 100%. Yes, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of buyers.
Simply put, when interest rates go down, she expects buyers to flood the housing market.
Hopefully, by that time, the prices won't even go up higher than they are right now. Hopefully, but I just don't see that. I think the prices will go up when the interest rates drop.
Well, from Solano County to the South Bay, where the price of a home has hit a new milestone. According to the Santa Clara County Association of Realtors, the median price for a single-family home in Santa Clara County was, get this, $2 million in April. That's up about 13% over the last year. Our Len Ramirez explains how the sky-high prices are impacting Bay Area families.
Well, housing has always been very expensive here in the Bay Area and especially Santa Clara County. But now with a median price going over $2 million, it just means that dream of home ownership is becoming less and less attainable for many. By just about any measure, Sandra Contreras is a success story. At 29 years old, she owns her own business and product lines. This month, she opened a storefront with 2 other retailers in downtown San Jose. But with a median home price in Santa Clara County now over $2 million, her hopes of ever affording a home here are all but gone.
For myself as a 29-year-old entrepreneur, very unrealistic to be able to put a down payment on a $2 million home with 2 kids. Surviving, groceries, gas, commute, everything, and there's no way to be able, in my life, I don't feel like there's a way to save enough money to even put a down payment for that or get close to it.
And prices are getting higher almost by the day, says Association of Realtors President Michelle Perry.
About 50% of the homes for sale are $2 million or above. So we do have some homes that are below, but even homes that are priced right around the $2 million mark are going for more. Almost every home that's on the market in Santa Clara County gets multiple offers at this time.
Well, we're entering into the family room right here. We have refinished and refurbished hardwood flooring.
Tony Ramirez is the listing agent for this new home on the market in Almaden Valley. It's a 4-bedroom with 2.5 baths, 2,000 square feet, and a pool. It's priced just under that $2 million mark.
We've had good activity. We've been on the market for 5 days. We've received multiple offers, and over the weekend we had over 40 groups through.
And who are all those people making offers?
High tech. It's definitely the people that are working for Apple, Google. It's their stocks. They're utilizing their stocks and they're cashing them out and they're buying homes.
Michelle says there are also non-tech buyers who are pooling their money with their parents and or siblings. Either way, it's a long-term strategy for potential buyers. Sandra is commuting from her home in Sonoma County because she can save more money that way.
We have to push ahead and we have to keep trying and set up a future for my kids.
Still ahead, is renting a place to live a better option? We talked to an expert.
It's a bit of an old-fashioned idea where you say, oh, well, I rent and I throw my money away. Not necessarily. If you're actually saving your money, it can be great.
Plus, what's driving rent prices down in one major Bay Area city? Stay with us. This afternoon, we're taking a deep dive into this Bay Area's housing market and the challenges people are facing just trying to find a place that they can afford to live, right? And for a lot of people, it comes down to one question. Is it better to buy or to rent? Well, last month, Bankrate looked at 50 metro areas and found that the Bay Area had the biggest gaps between renting and buying in the areas of San Francisco, Oakland, and Berkeley. Renters pay about $3,500 a month. Compare that to an average mortgage payment of more than $8,500. And a similar situation in the South Bay, where rent is around $3,200, but a mortgage, that's around $8,500. So we asked CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger for her take on all this.
So it really depends on what you are paying in rent versus what it would cost you to buy something similar. So, you don't want to actually compare a little studio apartment that you're renting with a 4-bedroom house. But if you're looking at your own situation and the rent is affordable and it allows you to put a lot of money away doing other things, I think it could be great. I know that there is this notion of home ownership as being part of the American dream. But you know what else is part of the American dream? Being able to put money into your retirement account, being able to save for your kids' college education, making sure that you don't feel choked at the end of every month because you've paid too much for your housing. So I really would caution people to kind of be careful not to have this idea. It's a bit of an old-fashioned idea where you say, oh, well, I rent and I throw my money away. Not necessarily. If you're actually saving your money, it can be great. And a lot of people buy homes, they jump in, and what they do is they put their longer-term financial goals at risk. And I'd hate to see that happen.
Well, in Oakland, rent is actually getting cheaper, according to the website Apartment List. The average rent is just below $2,000 a month. That's a 10% drop from last year. Our Kelsey Thorid spoke with one renter who's taking advantage of all this. She moved to Oakland just because of the lower prices.
A lot of rent, yeah. We also just want a space that feels really calming, and definitely one of my favorite parts was the kitchen and like I said, the corner windows. I'm a big cook. I love cooking, so having a lot of counter space, having nice new appliances was really important to me.
India Rose Carter Bolick just moved from San Francisco to this apartment in Oakland with her partner.
I can't afford to live in San Francisco anymore, and so this kind of felt like the only option that was relatively close to home.
India says they toured dozens of apartments during their search and definitely noticed the lower prices in Oakland.
We were aiming for a 2-bedroom with the hopes that we would have a space for an office.
Here, they were able to get that. They landed in a modern 2-bedroom, 2-bath near Lake Merritt.
Yeah, we're gonna have a desk, and we're actually gonna move that small blue couch out there in here so we have a little lounge space to work in.
Local rental experts say Oakland is one of the only cities in the Bay Area seeing a decrease in rental prices right now. They say the main factor contributing to that is the amount of empty rental units in the city. Many new apartment buildings sprouted up before the pandemic. Now, with remote work and the issues the city has seen with crime and safety, not as many people are choosing to live here, meaning landlords have to decrease their rents to attract new residents. But even with the decrease in prices, the overall price of apartments in Oakland remains high compared to other cities across the country, and still prices out many people who've lived in Oakland for years. That's something India told us she thinks about a lot.
So I don't really know if the apartments that are more accessible to lower class incomes are having that same change. I don't know if they've decreased as much as like these apartments in downtown Oakland have changed.
India told us she hopes the city can be a place where everyone who wants to live here can find an affordable and comfortable place to live. She and her partner are already hitting the ground running, excited to call this city their new home.
Every morning I wake up and I'm so excited to be here, and I'm really excited to get to know this community and create more connections with the different pockets of communities within Oakland.
Now, for comparison, the average rent in San Francisco is over $2,600 a month. That's $700 more than what you would pay in Oakland. San Francisco also saw a slight decline in rent prices, but it was only 1.5% drop. High housing costs and interest rates may have current homeowners decide to stay put, and they may also be considering upgrades or renovations instead. Our CBS News business analyst says you should be mindful of the projects you take on and at what costs.
I think for the people who have low mortgage interest rates, I totally understand the idea of like, let me just do a couple of projects in the house that make the house livable for maybe a longer time than I thought, and that they do so with either another loan or maybe they've saved up the cash to do so. There are a lot of research projects that look at where you get the most bang for your buck out of home renovations. And you might think it's like this crazy over-the-top renovation of a kitchen or a bathroom. But actually, that is not a project that tends to recoup the money spent upon the sale of the house.
Great advice. Still ahead, a solution for cities that want more housing and homeowners who could use some extra cash. And Carnival is this Sunday. You can watch our live special coverage starting at 10 a.m. on Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12, and streaming on the free CBS News app. In some parts of the Bay Area, there just doesn't seem to be enough housing to go around. Now some homeowners are finding more options to split and sell their backyards as a solution. Kenny Choi shows us how the California Home Act is opening up opportunities for fixed-income retirees and others, too.
Gail Tremaine and her husband bought their San Jose property in the late 70s. It's where they want to age in place.
And you know, we all need a place to get away and be able to relax and decompress.
There's a plethora of trees to prune, so many they wanted to split their lot decades ago, but it wasn't legal until 2 years ago when SB 9 gave homeowners the green light to split their lots and build up to 4 homes on a single-family parcel.
This is going to give us a chance to be able to pay off finally the last part of our mortgage.
The cash they're set to receive, giving up 40% of their lot, will provide some security as Gail's husband is battling health issues.
This is a simple way of doing it.
But instead of navigating on their own a daunting maze, obtaining numerous permits and paying thousands in fees up front, Tremaine found a company called Build Casa to help. Ben Baer is co-founder of the Oakland-based startup that does the work to split the lot and sells it to the highest bidder.
We focus on YIMBY cities that want more housing and recognize the problem and, are generally favorable to missing middle development.
Homeowners get cash in exchange. Build Casa can also build starter homes for sale on the newly created space using its own financing, with homeowners having the option to buy the units for rental income or a family member to live in.
You're creating a new option for people that we really view as a new version of the American dream, where people in that middle income range can afford to buy a home in California again.
Mohammed Alameldin works on policy at the Turner Center for Housing Innovation at UC Berkeley. He says it's too early to determine what the impact of companies like Build Casa will have on the housing crisis.
if the legislature follows the formula that they've done with accessory dwelling units, where they keep refining the legislation every year, making it easier and easier for more people to pursue lot splits, then we will find that more units are being constructed.
But Alla Meldon also believes there is significant potential to create more housing if lot split laws are simplified within the more than 500 local jurisdictions across the state.
They are working within the bounds of something that hasn't been legal for the last 40 and 50 years. So there might be some hiccups along the way.
Analysis from the Turner Center shows there are some 700,000 parcels in California that could be split under SB 9, as the state faces a current shortage of 3.5 million homes.
Any housing that is built in California, and particularly in Santa Clara Valley at the moment, is a good thing.
It's giving her family confidence they're doing their part in this housing crisis.
The Tremaines are also considering putting an ADU on their existing property for rental income. We'll be right back. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's important conversation about Bay Area housing and the rental challenges. We'd love to hear what you think. Post your thoughts online using the hashtag KPIX. CBS Evening News is next on KPIX, and local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. I'll see you at 5.
Hi, thanks so much for watching. To view more content like this, we've selected some videos we think you'll enjoy. So please be sure to hit like and then click the link in the left-hand bottom corner to subscribe.